Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best budget mini ITX case.
Starting at number 5.
Gigabyte B760i Aorus. The Gigabyte B760i Aorus Pro DDR4 is the best budget Intel mini ITX motherboard for several good reasons. First, it is priced competitively as a sub-$200 mini ITX motherboard. Gamers on a tight budget and a preference for an Intel CPU should consider this motherboard for its support of 12th and 13th Gen Intel Core series processors. It is dual-channel DDR4 compatible and supports fast, stable wireless internet connections with built-in support for Wi-Fi 6. The main downside here is that there is no PCIe 5.0 support. Also, it does not support DDR5 memory, which is going to be the memory standard going forward. Aside from these notable flaws, it is a capable motherboard that is worth considering on a budget as it is significantly less expensive than the premium options in this guide.
Coming at number 4.
Gigabyte B650i Aorus. It might be the cheapest, but it's not the slowest. The B650i Aorus Ultra is the ultimate budget mini ITX motherboard for budget and mid-range AMD builds. Even though it's not suitable for overclocking flagship processors, its 11 power phases will take care of high clock speeds. Despite being well below $300, the board features a durable 12-layer PCB that hides all the connection traces well and makes it a reliable option. However, what sets it apart from all the other motherboards in this guide is the availability of 3 M.2 ports and 4 SATA ports, which is an insane storage capacity on an ITX motherboard. This really sets it apart from other similarly priced motherboards on the market. The only major limitation is its incapability to support highly overclocked memories. Unlike most models found in this guide, the B650i Aorus Ultra One only supports a max of 6,400 MHz of clock speed, which is one of the reasons why enthusiasts may avoid it. Still, there are plenty of other features that overshadow this limitation, including the already mentioned features and connectivity.
At number 3.
MSI MPG Z790i. A superb alternative to the Gigabyte Aorus Ultra, the MSI Z790i Edge Wi-Fi brings an identical VRM design with 10 core power phases each rated at 105A. The design boasts a fantastic cooling solution with 2 aluminum heatsinks that are connected via a copper heat pipe for faster heat dissipation. For a price tag of slightly over $300, this board provides a higher value than the ASUS boards, particularly because it also provides 4x easy debug LEDs that are absent on most of the motherboards that are listed in this guide. The only limitation here is the presence of a single M.2 connector which can limit users' ability to add high-speed storage. However, this is compensated by providing 4 SATA ports for adding multiple SATA drives. The I/O is also decent with 6 USB ports, mostly 3.2 Gen 1 and Gen 2, plus a Type-C Gen 2x2 for high-bandwidth peripherals. Besides that, users will find a clear CMOS button, which is another handy option for troubleshooting major faults in the BIOS.
Number 2 of my list.
ASUS ROG Strix. The B650E chipset is slightly nerfed compared to the X670E, but brings adequate features for a powerful modern gaming and productivity build. Despite falling short in a few areas, the B650E chipset offers better PCI 5.0 support than the X670. This is why the ROG Strix B650E iGaming Wi-Fi can be used to build a mid-range gaming build with a potent processor like Ryzen 5 7600X or even Ryzen 7800X 3D. Its VRM provides a 10+2+1 power phase design with enlarged heatsinks to let users experiment with the clock speeds and relieve worries about too much about VRM thermals. With native support for PCIe 5.0, users will have a PCIe X16 and M.2 connector supporting the Gen 5.0 speeds. Even though the current market doesn't have a GPU with such an interface, the board opens up the door to supporting such next-gen GPUs. The board provides multiple headers for cooling in RGB/ARGB devices and has dedicated QLEDs for basic troubleshooting. What's great is the presence of a multipurpose flex key button in the I/O, which lets users choose what function they would like for the button to execute. Whether it's a simple system reboot or controlling the reset of the BIOS, it's a highly handy feature.
And number 1.
ASUS ROG Strix. Except for a lack of RGB lighting, the ROG Strix X670 iGaming Wi-Fi is basically the AMD version of the previous motherboard. However, there are some differences between the two that make it advantageous, or limited, over the Z790i in some situations. Apart from a similar power delivery system and the included ROG Strix Hive controller, this board has a different I/O layout with more USB-A ports for supporting multiple peripherals at the same time. The disadvantage is the absence of a Thunderbolt port, which is faster than USB-C, and the clear CMOS button, which can sometimes be a lifesaver. Also, the RAM frequency support is higher on this one, but that may or may not benefit users as both Intel and AMD processors react a little differently to highly clocked memories, even if the frequencies are identical. Except for these differences, most specs are identical to the Z790i, plus, users get to enjoy the latest M.2 connectors, PCIe 5.0 x 16 slot, Wi-Fi 6E, and some overclockability, thanks to the 10-core power phases with insanely high current support.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.